for example, before the process, at the end of the process, you should sleep around 6 hours or 4 hours, even less for some participants, only on water. This is going to make us identify that you're doing pranic living, that you are coming on the Breatharianism, that you are feeding on something else than the calories and then the solid food. To stabilize your weight, even if you're introducing in your body liquids with calories, 500 calories, 1,000 calories a day on only liquids, and you are able to increase your weight, this means that something else is flowing in you. And this is prana, the chi, the life force of the universe, the love, the light. So many words to describe this. So this is 9 years after my first process. Now I'm a facilitator, as not as you know, and we have a Pranic center here in Italy where we offer our space for people to enjoy and experience the first initiation on Pranic living. And we are having this process online. We do 21 days online every month, and we also do in presence. Now we are opening because it is the situation is becoming better and better. So every month now we are having this process. So now it is 5 years, 6 years that we are facilitating people, and we start to have a certain experience on detox symptoms, healing symptoms, pranic living manifestations. You must know that during a process, you're going to go through physical detox in the beginning, and then will come the emotional detox in the second phase. In the third phase will come mental detox. That is a very subtle detox coming from the mind, the database of everything that we have done in our life, all the events, all the words, all the happenings stored in our database. And then all these 3 kinds of detox will contribute to the spiritual detox. These are our 4 bodies. The consciousness will expand slowly, slowly. And towards the end of the process, people usually have a more centeredness, more awareness. They really understand the benefits. Before the process, if it is your first time, no one can understand how you're going to be. No one can predict also the future. So detox and healing will come together. Some people will need to detox more and heal more than others. Some people will have to have more than one process. A process is like a training. It is the beginning, a first step on the journey that is a very, very long journey. So the types of process we have online, people are enjoying from their homes, from their land, very far away. We are connected through, we use a different platform. Now we are using Skype, and it works very much. People go to work, people cook for their family, and people do sport. And we have found a very, very gentle way to bring this awareness to slowly, slowly expand, this consciousness to slowly, slowly expand in your being. This light to come through you and operate and clean and heal the flow of the energy, to reveal new information. And in the meantime, all the information flow away and get dissolved. It is from density, we go to fluidity. Density is created by the food, day after day, year after year. We densify our body, we densify our cells, we densify our atoms. We bring fatigue to our organs. We bring fatigue to our intestine. All our body will start suffering after a certain amount of time spent on eating. Maybe at 30 years, 40 years, 50, 60, 70, maybe 20. We have in our center people from 18 years old to 80 years old coming. But food is not a problem until it becomes a problem. When it becomes a problem, you are going to evaluate all the options. Of course, there are many, many other options. You can go on a vegetarian journey, you can go on vegan journey, you can go on raw food journey, but you must also know that you can now go on pranic living journey, Breatharian journey. So to be Breatharian, to live on prana, it is not about stopping eating solid food, but it is about finding balance with nourishment and balance with the way you want to live your life. And who does not want to be free of living any kind of experience, to choose or not to choose? And this is what we're talking about, to be food free, to have the choice to decide to, yes, I can eat, but I can also choose not to eat, to understand what is our true nourishment. So it is an awareness, it is a perception. First, we need to raise our vibration. Our frequency needs to rise. And this happens in our body from density to fluidity. It will happen naturally, just by starting a gentle process, not with dry days or water days for a first experience, but with liquids, with calories. In our center, we use apple juice. It's very neutral information. We use honey that people use in teas. We like to use now cacao powder for people who want something a bit different. It's a very free process from density to liquidity. First step, it's a safe step. You need some calories in the beginning to organize cellular transition, to integrate slowly in your body the changes in your perception and in your awareness. So we have an option. You should have an option, my friends, on your desk, on your laptop, on your is to ask questions. So if you want, you can write some questions and I'll maybe answer some of them. So while we are talking, you can start writing your questions. We are going to test all these options that we have as technology that comes from the love of the people to connect and to share experience, to rise our wisdom and our knowledge. This is why this is a beautiful moment in our civilization, that we have all these possibilities to exchange and to talk about what is really essential in our life. To talk about this possibility to dissolve suffering and to understand what is and what are the causes of suffering. And for me, one of the first reasons why I continue doing this journey that I started when I was 41 years old, now I'm 50 years old, 9 years after. The thing so incredible for me is the dissolution of suffering. Now my life has taken all another journey. Before I was in depression, I was not aware. Now I'm in ascension, I'm in a different state. And it is a marvelous opportunity that everyone has available. It is not no condition. It comes from inside. You bring peace inside. We bring peace to our organs. We bring peace to our intestine, to our guts. Oh, here is a question, but it is in Spanish. This is the only language I have difficulty. I speak French, Italian, and English. So if my friend Fabio can translate this question for me, will be very much welcome. Okay, so I'm going to start reading a question, and like that I'll answer. Good morning. I have done the Breatharian process 5 times. For me, it's not emotional. I never really understood the need for food since I am a child. For me, it's keeping weight. I never went long enough for my body to maintain a healthy weight. How long does it take? So this is why the difference in between pranic living and fasting, this is very important that you understand the difference. Fasting is used to heal or to lose weight, but it's not used as a lifestyle. This can maybe change in the future, but fasting is a lot of techniques to do something very quickly and then go back on food. The intention is not to be on eternal fasting. This is why fasting has a lot of techniques of going on dry, of cleansing before, of going on water, and a lot of practice that are going to work on a different aspect that you want to work on, but not to expand awareness, consciousness, and learn how to understand the nourishment of prana that is always happening to you. The natural breath is all that we need. And we don't need to do particular exercise. It is already happening. The only technique we use is you need to stop doing this with the solid food. But you can drink, and you have to drink in the beginning because our body comes from a tradition of food since generations and generations, since human beings thousands of years ago. We need to be gentle to our transition. In our genes, in our DNA, we carry information of food. To transmute that will take some time. We cannot run a marathon from a day to another. We need to build a body, we need to build the muscles in order to one day run a marathon. The same way you want to learn a new language, you must study before, you must practice before, and then you go, and this will take years. So it is important for you to learn how to be stable and happy on liquids only. Your normal lifestyle should be, I am on liquids with calories, and sometimes I can enjoy solid food. This is the first step. And then one day, from the grace of the universe that will touch you, maybe you'll go and become fully breatharian, fully on prana, with no need to even drink anymore. But this you can't rush. First, you need to understand all the immensity of your life that is going to change, that you have no idea now in the beginning of the process. It needs a few years before understanding the immensity of what you're doing just by changing the information in you of solid food to liquid food. The biggest obstacle is not what you want, is what the universe wants for you. And the universe includes your friends, your family, your work, all the social activities, all your wantings and desires, everything that you have done in your life and everything that you want to do in your life. So there's a lot to work on. And this has to be slowly and gentle journey of understanding and integrating. When we used to do the process on water, it was too strong for people because many were with their first experience. We used to do in our Pranic center for 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, only on water, 21 days on water. Some people would stabilize weight, energy, and sleep, but most of the people were a bit underweighted, lost a lot of weight, and then when they go back to their normal life, they go back to family, to friends, it is too hard, too difficult to stay in that dimension. So liquid with calories, they will help you to stabilize. You can always have a soup with friends when they eat roasted chicken, for example. You can always have a juice in a bar wherever you are. You can even have a diet Coke, it's not a problem until it remains liquid. Liquidity, your body will, in a few hours, one day maximum, it will absorb and clean. Solid food is very different. It will take 2 to 4 days, even more, from your mouth to your anus, to number 2. It will transit in all the intestine very slowly. The digestion, the cells dedicated for digestion, all your body will be working inside of you. It will use a huge amount of energy. And if you eat in between these 2 or 4 days, you will start stacking food in your intestines. And your intestines are very long, a few meters. This is why we invite you to eat, if you want, solid food, but once in a while, and letting your body detox in the meantime, clean and recycle everything. And enjoy juices, hot chocolates, even some coffee, teas, any kinds of the drinks until it's liquid. And you must bring your body on a scale and you must check your weight, how it fluctuates. Day after day, week after week, you want to see Some days will be a bit more density, some days it will be a bit less. You can dilute your juice. You can have 100% apple juice. You can dilute 50%. You can have whatever you want. You adapt to your living, to who you are. And who you are is unique. No one is like you. So you cannot follow anyone. If someone says, do this, do that, it will work. Maybe it will work for him, but who knows it will work for you. It is about also stepping in your power. So of course, take all information and then you decide in the end. Oops, there's a bit of wind. So the other question is, I notice when I exercise and sit in the sun, I never want to eat. Is it possible for someone to become breatharian through exercise and sun rather than a process? Everything is a process. A process is the beginning of the journey. It's the seed of the information expanding in the consciousness. When you will know that human beings walking on this earth, some of them are not drinking, not eating. Many of them are eating once a month, once a week, once a year. Many of them are only on liquids. Many of them are with much less calories than the 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 described by our civilization that you need. Body of digestion is very different than body of light. You expand your body of light the moment you know that it is possible. It is already starting in you. You can be sitting in the metro, in the bus, you can be sitting anywhere. It starts. You can be under the sun, under the moon, under the stars, under a tree, anywhere, in a cave, swimming in the sea. It is at every instant. There's not such as a thing that you need to do. The only thing, the only technique we use, and I will say it again and again, is just bring peace. Don't observe you wanting to take that food. Observe, detach from all these habits that we have installed. In the beginning, it is not easy because it is like a drug. We are addicted. So this is why we offer our support as a Pranic Center. We are facilitator. We are no teacher. We are no guru. We are no master. You are the master. You are the teacher. You allow yourself to share the experience with us, and we are in service. This is what is happening. You're allowing yourself to obtain the information in you. And this not because of your mind, because you are ripe to listen. You are ready to hear. And then everything will unfold naturally. During the process, mental detox, emotional detox are very strong. They can be stronger than physical detox. We invite you to do not start this journey alone, but to have a facilitator. We are not the only ones. There are many, many other breatharians out there giving a lot of good advices and are ready to help anyone who wants. So another question from Yogaranka. Could I please ask about Atlantis? How she's doing nowadays? She is not public anymore on the tube. I miss seeing her. Do you know how she is? No, we don't have any fresh information on Atlantis. But I'm sure she's fine in this world or in another. Don't worry. Everyone is is doing great and everyone is having his perfect life at every moment. Okay, another question. I have done the process of 21 days last August alone in the forest. I lost around 13 kilos in 21 days. Then I kept drinking juices for 2 weeks. But I saw that my weight was kind of stable, but too low, and my blood pressure was so low. Then I decided to start eating. Now I'm trying to decrease the food. I'm starting not having dinner anymore. Is it normal to do the process and not getting the ability of living of prana? So yes, of course, this is what happened to me 9 years ago. My first process was dedicated only for detox and healing. I had to do another process to really have the energy flowing in me, and because the quality of my body was changed by the first process, but I had to wait for the healing to come more. One process is the beginning. It's like a training. Do not see it as a magic wand that will magically make you Breatharian. You did the 21 days probably of the book of Jasmine. She does not recommend to do this process anymore. And this process is only for people who are ready and are trained, not for first experience. To have these dry days in the beginning could be dangerous for your body if you are not trained and prepared. This is why in our center, we do 21 days, but we start with a lot of liquidity in the beginning. Drink as much as you want and as much as you need for your body to use it as a detox, to flush. And then after some years of practice, then you can go on water days. Then you can go on dry days. People enter our process and they are astonished not to lose much weight and to gain weight at the end of the process. If you think that to be Breatharian is to lose weight, it is not like that. You're going to stabilize very quickly because the intention is to be food free. But food free means you're nourishing from what is the essence of the universe, the vital force, the chi, the prana. This is why we use this word Breatharian, because apparently the only thing you are doing is breathing. And naturally you will have your expansion of your lungs. All your body will start breathing, all your atoms. So what I suggest is for you to integrate density, but you don't need to eat every day. You don't need to eat more than once a day, but to take liquids with calories, all kinds of juices, honey, and all kinds of drinks that you want, even smoothies, soups. Miso soups is something we use. It is important to understand. Oh, Dino asks, do you recommend enemas in the beginning? We don't recommend enemas during the process, if ever before the process. We want people to understand that unless they have problems with their stool, that stool is normal in the beginning to have some stool. And it is normal for the body to naturally expulse the stool when he decides. To have enemas is still a technique of the fasting paradigm to quickly clean the body. So they use the animals to clean the body, but in the same time they are cleaning from the stool, they are cleaning also from other things, and it is not natural. It is still an invasion from the mind, and it is a technique linked to fasting. When we do process of pranic living, we want natural, we want the universe to have the natural effect and to disconnect from our mind and our information of the mind that is a bit afraid. The monkey mind is a bit afraid. So we do not recommend unless there are serious problems in the guts and in the intestine with the stool. It is a gentle journey that you need to organize in your life. You want to have a normal life and able to have the detox happening and able to have the expansion of awareness, able to have the benefits of pranic living, stability, clearer mind, your senses of perceptions enhanced and sharpened. You want to feel light. You want to feel your muscles, your bones, your organs. You want to feel elasticity. You want to feel that sometimes you're flying. You want to feel that when you do something, you're present with what you're doing. It is a change in perception to capture details of the colors, the sounds, the flavors that you don't need to consume anymore to be. You don't need to do to exist. You are already. Understand that the food brings your vibration, your frequency, it lowers it down until you go into depression and with all the problems linked to depression. So this information, there's another, I notice, another question. I notice when I do eat that food goes right through me. I can't help it, but think that my body already shifted into not using the food for energy after the many dry fasts I had done. Have you heard anyone else experience this? Of course, so many people are already breatharian that they are even not aware of it because they don't know mentally the information. But it is slowly expanding in the world, in all the countries breatharians are speaking, and this is why we organize also the Pranic World Festival. So it is true, even through fasting, you can expand consciousness and realize that you don't need food and you are expanding, rising your vibration. And by consequence, you're nourishing on prana, you change your way of nourishing. But this even happens for vegetarians, for vegans. They experience healing, they experience detox. So breatharianism is the answer to how we are really nourished. There are different stages and different manifestations. We have 4 levels to explain how it works, but it's not that one level is better than another. They could be colors, but they are explanation of how they manifest. At the level 4 is what we use to explain the people that are nourishing with less than 10 calories, 10 calories a day. It means a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, maybe 1 glass of water, 2 glasses of water, and that's it for years. These are the level 4s. It's the pure state of miracle. There are not many. There are maybe a few thousands in the world, maybe 1 out of 10 millions human beings. So there are, you should not try to follow these people, because these people have been touched by the grace of the universe. And for many of them, it took a long time before it happened. And we don't know yet how it happens, how we need more practice, every one of us. We need to have more science, we need to have more experience of it. Of course, the in-between Breatharian level is level 3. It is my level, basically. I had these 21 days with a few hundred calories a day. I like a coffee in the morning, and then a hot chocolate, maybe, and then maybe one in the evening, a soup, and that's it. So less than 500 calories a day. Level 3, many people are like me, eating not much in the world. Level 3, pranic living level 3 is the hybrid state. And then you have level 2. Level 2 are the people who are eating maybe once a day, or maybe a bit more liquidity, around 1000, 1500, maybe 2000 calories, but through liquids. So, and level 1 are the people who eat 2-3 times a day. So when you go from level 1 to level 2, and you're changing the density, you're already doing an experience of energy, of prana, because prana is energy. So people who are vegetarian, vegan, raw food, they are stepping in breatharianism. People who are doing a fast, people who are doing intermittent fasting, they are stepping in breatharianism. Pranic living, we are nourished by ourselves, by our own action. We are made of energy. Our body is a sum of atoms and cells. And everywhere around us, there are atoms. So we connect to everything at every moment. So yes, many people eat only because someone is cooking for them. They don't feel hungry. What is important is who you are when you do something, who you are when you eat. So if you eat with the joy and the love, you're going to dissolve a lot. But if you eat because you are in suffering, it is all another experience. My friends, we are going to end this first webinar. It was a joy to share with you. Thank you very much for your presence. And we'll meet again next month on day 21. Enjoy the journey. Bye-bye.